What is going on, everybody? DJ Mines here, and I have to say, guys, you are in for a special treat. Today, I am joined from Defi. Django, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm excellent, and I'm way better after seeing some of the clips from you, and hopefully you guys have already seen that, or you're seeing that throughout this interview. Firstly, what can you tell us about yourself, man? What got you into crypto mining?
Dude, right after I started in 2018, January, like right after Bitcoin hit 20,000, that's when it grabbed my attention. And I was like, man, you can really make some money with cryptocurrency. So
Oh,
I decided to look into ways to get it. I didn't want to buy it. I wanted to mine it. So I bought some ASIC miners on Craigslist. I just, I didn't know anything. Just learned. I bought these ASIC miners. They were super old. Yeah, they sucked. I got them, and they barely made anything. I was making like 10 cents a day, and they were pretty cool though. Like just to get them up and running. But I wanted to make some money, so I started, doing the research, and I found GPU mining, and I built my first rig from there. So
that's sick, dude. Do you remember which ASIC it was?
it wasn't a main one. It wasn't like an ant miner. It was this. It was a weird brand. It was actually water cooled. Like it had a water cooler in it. Um,
Wow.
it was called, I think it was called Bitframe. Was
Bitframe.
the manufacturer of it. Yeah, it's a really weird one.
Okay, man. So let's talk about what everybody's wondering. What is the size of your farm right now? Are you GPU, ASIC? Are you mixed?
So I have almost all GPUs. I only have one ASIC. It's an DL7. I ordered it, a long time ago, but I'm just testing it out because I haven't mined with ASIC since 2018. But my farm is about 200 gigahash on
Wow.
Ethereum, mining all Ethereum. I have about 170 rigs and about 1,470 job cracks.
Woo, that is no joke, man. That's probably the biggest on YouTube, or one of for sure. I can say that, man. In the comment section below, guys, if you know anybody bigger, let us know. Dang, dude, that's the dream right there. That's wild, man. So for your facility, right? Are you renting? Do you own it? Like, what can you tell the people about that?
So I am renting this facility, and I was super lucky to find this. When I was first starting out, I was looking for a building that I can do all the mining in, and I found this building. It was 7 hours from where I live, so I travel there all the time, and it takes me forever to get there. But when I found it, I was able to negotiate a lease with the owner, and I pay by the rig, by the kilowatt basically. So I don't pay any rent. I pay by the kilowatt. So it's awesome. So like when I was first starting out, I was only paying a very small amount, and then as I go bigger, I pay more. So
That's cool, man. So like, I would assume he's got to be making some kind of profit on it. You don't have to tell us what it is, but he's got to be making something, right?
yeah, he's
Oh,
making something. When you do a lease like this, kind of like he gets a small piece of the pie. I guess he's really cool. I from the beginning I told him I was mining and this is what I wanted to do, and we worked it out, and it's been profitable for both of us.
that's sick, dude. 7 hours, huh?
Yeah,
You have any
it's pretty
intention of
far.
moving closer? And
No, not this time. So I don't know. I Every time I go down there, I feel like, yeah, I probably should move here. But then every time I come back, I'm like, I don't want to move there.
it's probably better location. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this: why GPU mining? You said you only have the one L7. Why have you stuck with GPU mining?
Man, I just like GPUs better. I come from a background of I've been doing reselling my whole life. So I buy and sell stuff, wholesale stuff on eBay, and so I always like the GPUs more because I feel like they're way easier to sell, and they hold their value extremely well over time. When I first started mining with 1070s, I actually, during this bull market, I was actually able to sell them for the same price I paid for them 4 years ago.
Wow.
So I mean, I can't sell an ASIC for the same price, a 4-year-old ASIC for the same price I can 4 years later. That's really the only reason that I really like GPUs over ASICs. It's just because it's no big deal for me to sell them. I grab a card, use it for a little bit, and sell it. It's no big deal.
I respect it, man, especially on the scale. Okay, so let me see a typical day for you on the farm. What's it like?
So right now I'm still getting everything set up because I only got this building about 6 months ago. It was not like move-in ready for mining. I had to do a ton of stuff, and so I got kicked out of my old building. That's a crazy story, by the way. But I got kicked out of my old building, and so I had to move all the rigs down into this building immediately because I had nowhere else to put them, and they were just spread out through the whole building. So now every time I go down there, it's just moving rigs into the main mining room so they're not spread out through the whole building. And then I usually end up fixing a few rigs that have errors. A card or two is not mining and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it.
So, something that everybody always wonders, man, how do you scale? How do people get like you on your level?
You just keep buying, dude. You just
Keep
gotta
buying.
keep buying them. Like that's it's really just one thing after the other. You gotta keep. I think what's key is to find a building because you can only scale so big at your house and or
Yeah.
wherever you're at. And so you find a good building and you got to get a good power rate, and then yeah, just keep buying and stacking. And I started doing a little bit of hosting as well. And that's a really good way to scale. Because I make a little bit extra money that way, and I'm able to take those profits and dump them into my own rigs.
I respect that, man. And so I saw a lot of server cases in your farm. They're green. Is that Mystic Miners?
Yeah, there are Mystic miners, and that's the first mining like GPU enclosure that I've ever used. And so that's why almost all my stuff is open frame because that's the way I did it 4 years ago. And so I've just never changed. I've always just done open frames. But ever since I started using those Mystic miners, I really like the riserless way. And so now I'm debating whether I just move all my stuff into Octominers or Mystic miners. Either way, Octominer sent me a case and I've been testing it out, and man, I am liking it a lot. It's way better than the Mystic case, in my opinion. Man, I already have so many frames though, so I don't know if it's worth it. Just move them over. But going forward, I'm going to be building all my GPU rigs in Octominer cases.
Let me ask you, as someone who has, I only have like 10 Octominers, and I've never had a Mystic Miner, why do you prefer Octominer?
It's just a little bit better designed. The Mystic miners, they're awesome, right? They're pretty cool. They got the awesome colors, and I know the owner here. He's in US, so that's one of the reasons I went with him is because I needed these cases like in a week, and
Wow.
I couldn't do the Octo miners because they didn't have them in stock, and so I actually flew out to he lives in Indiana, and I flew out to Indiana and I rented an RV and I just hauled 60 of these cases back to my building here because I needed them.
Dang, that is the entrepreneurial spirit in
Yeah.
you, man. That is so cool. I love that, man. Okay, so Ethereum's going away, so they say, right? And I'm a GPU miner, nothing on your scale. I have 9.5 gigahash, and so nothing compared to you. But something I'm always worried about, and a lot of people are. What are we gonna do after Ethereum, especially at your size? What are you thinking, man? Are you scared? Are you optimistic? And what's your plan?
I'm not too worried about it. I think that GPU mining will never go away. I don't know what coin will take Ethereum's place. There's like a lot of contenders for it, but I mean, there might not the one that takes over might not even be out yet. They might come out with something, but I think that GPU mining will always be a thing. It's proven to be so profitable. I can't see it going away, but I'm not nervous about it. I plan on mining ETH until the very end, and I don't think the end will be till the end of this year. Honestly, even maybe quarter 1 of 2023. But I'm just going to mine whatever is the most profitable. Ergo, Raven Coin, Flex, whatever is the most profitable. I'll probably just stick to one. I'm not going to flip my whole farm back and forth. I'll probably just stick to whatever stays at the top most of the time. And yeah, and I'll just wait to see what comes out. But I'll just keep stacking.
I respect it, man. Now let me ask you this. I use Hiveos. Do you use Hiveos, or what are you using, especially on the scale that you're at?
I get this question a lot because I use SimpleMining OS, and I'm like one of the only people out there that uses SimpleMining OS. I swear, because everyone I see always uses Hive, and SimpleMining came out I think right before Hive did, and I just started using them, and I'm so familiar with SimpleMining OS. I like Hive, but I just can't. I'm super stubborn. I don't want to change my ways
Yeah.
when I like Smos. I just like it better, only because I'm more familiar with it. But when people ask me like what they should go with, I always tell them Hive because if you can, I like Hive too. It's just I like using a SimpleMining OS though personally.
I bet you there's probably something out there better than Hive. I'm the same way. Even if there was, I mean, I don't have any issues with Hive, and it's like, I don't know. So, dude,
Yeah.
let's say you want to switch everything, right? How do you do that? Do you have to go to every single rig, or is there a way that you can do it all at once, especially at your scale?
You can do it all at once, like on SimpleMining. SimpleMining it has all the same stuff that Hive does. So you can pretty much do anything that Hive does. There's probably a few extra features on Hive, but everything that I want to do is on SimpleMining, and it's just as simple as creating a on Hive. It's called a flight sheet, but on I don't know what's called. It's called a group config on SMOS. And so I just create a new group config, and I can just hit click of a button and switch them all over at once
Okay.
from remotely. So yeah, I do a lot of that stuff here at home. So yeah, any kind of software issues or mining issues that I can fix here, then I do. But sometimes I just got to go down to the building. I go down there about once a week right now, roughly. But once I get everything set up, I'm hoping it'll be a lot less. Maybe like once every 2 weeks.
Right on, man. So let me ask you this. Half the farm goes down suddenly. How do you deal with stuff like that, especially at the distance?
I just go right down to, so I don't do anything else. I'm a full-time, just do whatever, full-time entrepreneur, I guess you could say. But yeah, I work from home here, just selling stuff. And then when something goes down, I have no problem just dropping everything and just heading down there. So I mean, you really have to be able to do that at this scale. I'm actually heading down there later today, and I'll be down there for like 3 days. And I had a bunch of rigs go down, and so I'm just gonna go down there and get those back up.
That's sick. You are living the dream that I want to, that I tell myself, and I'm doing my 9 to 5 job, and I'm just like, I hate this so much. I want to get out of this. And you just living so free spirited, man. I respect you like a lot. That's so cool that you're taking that leap. And I'm sure it's working out pretty decently for you, right? Like I would imagine.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I haven't had a job since 2020, so been 2 years almost now with no job, and it's been awesome. I always was really afraid to take that step. I always worked like part time, working 20 hours a week, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I should do this full time. But the moment I didn't quit, I was actually fired. When
Oh,
I was fired, I'm like, all right, now is the best time, better than ever. And I just jumped right into this, and my income like doubled, tripled once I was able to put 100% of my energy toward just hustling.
that's awesome, man. So let me ask you, for the upscale or like buying more graphics card, did you buy more in the bear market or the bull market?
Oh man, so I bought more in the bull market, and this was actually I was born into a bear market, and so I this was my very first bull market, and man, it freaking took me for a ride. I was not expecting it. It was. I mean, at one point in time, I started in early in 2021. I started accumulating. That's when I really started accumulating graphics cards, and so I was paying over $1,000 a card, and it was crazy. Like in May, these 8 card rigs were making like $2,000 a month, or like 1,800. It was an insane time
I
to be in mining,
remember.
and everyone was jumping in. And that's when I really started scaling up. And so, yeah.
That's so awesome, dude. Okay, electric rate. How do you find a good electric rate? Like you obviously said you found a pretty decent spot. How do I go on Google? Do I ask around, Craigslist, etc.?
Yeah, so I just went on Google, and I started searching for buildings. I was looking in my area, I couldn't find anything. It's crazy, right where I'm at. There's no buildings available at all. They actually have listings for buildings that are going to be built in a year from now that are already pre-rented a year in advance.
Wow.
It's crazy. I did look into building a building here in where I'm at, but it's still over a year out from being done, and it won't have the power capacity that this building has. But I just reached out to a couple of local realtors down in a few neighboring cities. So I'm in Utah, and so I'm like on southern Utah, and I reached down to Vegas because they're about 2 hours away from me. And I reached all down like in Arizona and Colorado. And I was just reaching around, and finally one of the realtors, like he reached out. He's like, I know a perfect building for you. And I went and I met with the owner, and we were able to strike a deal. But yeah, it's you got to find something that has what I searched for when my criteria was just the amps. I was trying to find a building that had the amount of power capacity already, so I didn't have to upgrade it. But that's not a deal breaker. But that's how I narrowed my search down to finding the right building.
How many, if you don't mind, how many amps are you at right now in your current setup?
So the building is maxed out around 800 amps, and I think I'm close. I'm probably like at six, but maybe 450, 500 amps. That's what I'm currently using. So I still can go quite a bit ways, and quite a bit further. And I also can upgrade the panel at the building to about, I could double it to 1,600 amps if I want to, but I'll have to get the city involved. And I don't know if this building's up to code. So
Ah, yeah.
they could shut my whole operation down. So I don't know if I'll grow past 800. The building I have is over 100 years old, so like a historical building, and man, this building is crazy. It's definitely there's definitely been some weird stuff going on in this building. So
Any ghost, anything like that?
no, nothing like that. But it is super spooky at night. The building is massive.
Yeah.
It's over 100,000 square feet, and but yeah, it's definitely got some history. So I will tell you this though, it's over 100 years old, and in the upstairs they actually have. It's so old that they have a segregated bathroom. They have a black and a white only bathroom upstairs. It's just
Wow.
wild. It's wild to see that. It's just like, I can't believe people used to live like that.
Yeah.
And it was okay. It's crazy.
That's wild to think about, man. Do you spec mine at all? Or you said just Ethereum?
I am just mining Ethereum right now. I do want to. I'm waiting until I get my setup completely done. Right, so my miners are spread out through the whole building, and once I get them all stacked up in rows, hopefully, I'll be done with that next week sometime. Then I will. I'll probably start mining something else just to experiment. Mine some Ergo, mine some Flux, just so I can experiment with it. Because right now I've just been mining ETH the whole time, and I just because I've been focused on other stuff. But once I get finally settled in, I'm going to start branching out and just comparing things, just kind of prepare for down the road when ETH does go merge over to proof of stake.
Right on, man. Something that I'm wondering, heat. How do you deal with it on this scale?
So luckily, it's not something that's been that big of an issue so far for me. So I bought the previous owner of the building. It used to be owned by a large data communication center, and so they outfitted this whole building to be a data center. So they have giant generators outside. They have these massive chilling units. So there's AC coming in from up top, and it's really powerful. Like, it's designed to cool the entire building. And so right now, I haven't had to deal with the heat as much. That the air is starting to get hotter in there as summer's coming here, and I move more miners into the main room. It's about 78, 80 degrees the air temperature is. So it's not I'm not overheating yet. I probably will have to come up with some creative solutions with directing the air from the ceiling down in if it starts to get too hot. But I don't expect to have to deal with it. Oh, and that's one of the reasons why I got so lucky with this building is it's already outfitted for all this.
That is sick, man. That's even better than buying like a warehouse. Like, it used to be a data center.
It really is. It's an old decommissioned data center. So it's like everything is lined up with that. It's got UPS. They took all the backup batteries out, but it's like got these giant, like, all the power's like already run. It has the amperage. It's got everything. So it was just super nice. Once I got the electrician to come in and move the whips and the power to where I wanted it. Now it's just getting it all organized and set up down in that room.
I love that, man. What are your short-term goals? We'll say 1 year and then 3 years from now for the farm or crypto in general. What do you see yourself at?
So I'm going to continue expanding. I want to expand my hosting business as well. So I'm always looking for more buildings, whether I need the power or not, because I can always host down the road. So that's what I'm really hoping to expand. I want to get this building 100% to the max, and then I want to get a building built here where I live, so I don't have to drive so far down there. And I'm just going to continue scaling, continue stacking. The bear market's the best time to scale up in GPU. And also right now, when a lot of people are fearful of what's going to happen to mining, the cards are so cheap. It's like this is the best time to scale. And so you look back, and it's like in 2019, 2020 would have been the best time to just accumulate graphics cards, because you could just have mined through the entire bear market, or to the entire bull market, excuse me. But yeah, that's my plan, is just get more buildings and keep scaling.
That's so sick, man. I love this. Is so exciting for me. Never get to meet somebody like you. Nobody. One more thing, man. So little Timmy's out there, he's looking up to you. What would you say to him? He got a couple thousand involved and he's not getting a lot of gains. What would you say to Timmy?
I would say, keep scaling if you can. Don't break. Don't sell the house or anything. That's kind of what I did, but don't do that.
Oh,
Not
really?
financial advice, right? But I'm all in on crypto, dude. I've never been more bullish. So I mean, if it doesn't make sense to mine right now, then stack coins, and then instead of mine, and then when you do get the opportunity to start stacking cards again, and just I was pulling extension when I first started. I was pulling extension cords from every room in the house, and I was using all the breakers except for one. I left myself like one breaker that I could use at home, and then the rest of it was all torque power. I had really cheap electricity though, so it's just about to make it work. So
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. So, is there anything else you would like to say to the people, or any
Man,
question you wish I would have asked you? Maybe.
I don't think so. I think everything you covered everything pretty well. Yeah, you put me right on the spot, and I don't got nothing to say. So
Okay. And I know you're about to start your YouTube channel, which I'm very excited for. How can people find you?
So I'm on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter. My handle is at DeFi_Django. You can follow me on there. My DMs are open, so you can always message me. The YouTube channel is DeFi Django. I don't have any content up yet, but I'm hopefully going to have some videos up next week, so you can go on there and follow me. I'm going to start being a lot more active on YouTube, start filming a lot more stuff of what I'm doing. Try and help everyone out as best I can.
I love that, man. I'm gonna hit you up for some hosting stuff. We have to talk on the side. All right, brother. Links for Django is going to be in the description, comment section, everything, man. Let's blow this video up. Let's help this guy grow. Exciting, man. I love the quality of your videos. The background, I see the cool weapons there. Everything, man. You got it. And you're going to be big on YouTube. All right, brother. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, sounds good. See you guys.
All right, guys.